Just like a little catering area. You know, the classic one that everyone hates. You hate to love it. You love how it tastes, you hate what it's called. I'm just here, taking up space. I have a line about.
Bring the makeup?
Right. I have a line in that remix about Kamala Harris, but that was before Trump got elected. So.
What was it? What was the line?
I'm liberal though. Y'all are like Kamala and racing in the presidential debate when they was talking inflation. Every question getting evaded. All of y'all sound the same. But then this fucker got elected. Now it's just like, I'm not gonna not say it, but.
Yeah. Say it a little faster. You know?
Right. So I was really just kind of alluding to the fact, like, every time somebody wants the black vote, it's like, let's get a rapper we think is relevant. And Trump got Pomp, like,
yeah.
The fuck? And then, what did Kamala do? Oh, she got Meg Thee Stallion, and Meg was like,
on the stage.
Right, I know y'all care about y'all bodies. If you do, vote for, like, this is so gimmicky, bro. That shit was cringe. Even if the intentions were pure, like, that was laughable.
She had what was that other situation with Cardi B up there too? Oh, like the prompter wasn't working or something. Poor soul, dude, trying to get up there and just like do her presidential.
Dude, all of it's a joke, bro. It's like stressful and scary, but so stressful and scary that it's hard to take serious. You know?
Yeah.
Like usually, like decisions are made where it's like, okay, this is a fucked up decision. But I can rationalize it, not justify it, but I can rationalize it because you're doing it to benefit the people that are in your circle. Mm-hmm. Whereas now it's like, I don't understand why this is why you thought this is just a bad decision. You know what I mean? Like, how does this benefit anybody?
Yeah.
And that's what's scary.
It's very scary, and it's very hard to like avoid too, because it feels
like,
important enough to where you shouldn't just be ignorant of everything going on. But you kind of want to, because it's like really hard to see what to trust, what's like the through line that we should be like connecting on.
It's wild.
Underneath it all. But.
And it's to the point now where like I can't do anything without hearing about a decision that's being made that directly affects that. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm applying for this thing. Well, you're not gonna get it because we don't care about equity and inclusion anymore. Or like, I'm gonna apply for a grant. No, you're not. You know, or whatever the case may be. It's wild. Or like, you better file your taxes because now whatever. It's like, oh my God, relax, bro.
Yeah.
Relax. Can I walk outside?
No.
Right? It's like, no.
Did you forget you were black?
It's like, ooh, I have to use the bathroom. Not this one, because we're all women now. You know what I mean? It's like stupid stuff.
And honestly, since we're on this topic, I would love to get y'all's input on something that I've been going back and forth in my head, like, especially for y'all being black. Like, I understand, obviously, like, like the Republicans, it's not something you would want to, like, throw your hat on. Do y'all have any, because this is just stuff that I've seen, like, my own research and just talking to other people, like, do y'all feel like you guys are like used by the Democrats, and it's not like something like, it's not like they actually also care about you. They just happen to be the only one who's like kind of put it into their platform, like potentially, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, does that make sense? Because like obviously Republicans are like, they don't give a fuck. Like, I have immigrant friends that I talk about. Like, obviously the Republicans are not going to like help the immigrant situation most likely. But it seems like sometimes with the way that they handle like the border and stuff with the Democrats, it's like they don't necessarily care about y'all either. They were just like it's like, so how do y'all deal with that dichotomy of like?
Right. As someone who's politically illiterate, I'll go first because I feel like you probably have a more informed answer. I feel like exploited in many capacities as a black person in America. Whether it's the fact that we don't recognize our own buying power and other entities do, right? So if you look in like hip hop culture and us constantly promoting these like high brands and fashion brands and this, that, and the third, not understanding, hey, if we did that for FUBU or whatever, you know what I mean, it would have the same amount of success and whatnot. And I think that the same thing kind of happens on the political side. And yeah, and it feels even more gimmicky whenever somebody's gonna slip up and be like, if you're not voting for me, you ain't black, or you know what I mean, trying to get a little too close to the culture as if, you know what I mean, I've made enough stain to where I can like crack a joke, you know what I mean? You know when people try to do that, like, oh, I'm comfortable now, I'm gonna slip this joke and it doesn't fucking work, and it's like, hey, remember your place, you know what I mean? And so it kind of feels like that anytime there's a situation where the economy, a business, whatever, can capitalize on the power of black spending or black voting or whatever the case may be, it always feels exploitive, to the point where sometimes I'm apprehensive towards situations that aren't that, just because it happens so often. That makes sense. So it's like, I don't feel like the Democratic Party is for the people in the same way I don't feel like the Republican Party is for the people. I think both of them are for some sort of people, and I'm just not
Yeah, that's a good... That's
that
a good
person.
Yeah, I think like for me, it's you're looking at one party that is actively trying to disenfranchise you, versus another party that at least serve you platitudes to get your vote.
Right, right.
And it's like, no, that's not exciting, but we done been to the one extreme already. Like, we had to fight to get out of that already, so let's do whatever we can to make sure that we don't get back there.
Yeah, it's always what's the lesser of the two evils? When has that been the common decision making process? Let's pick between the less of the two evils.
Right. And that's the part that sucks, and that's how you lose minority votes, black votes, anybody who's in that like worker votes, because you already understand that there's disenfranchisement. So when you as a party are not only like shilling out to elites in Silicon Valley, talking to George Soros and all these other people, like, no, you're not doing government takeovers or anything like that. But at the same time, working families don't see you as being somebody that they can relate to. Mm-hmm. Whereas, like, you got J.D. Vance on the other side, and, like, yes, his entire story is a lie, but the lie he told was that he's from this world. You know what I mean? And that's why people got really excited about him. You got Trump, who's telling you, like, we're going to get farmers a lot of money, we're going to get coal workers back to work, we're going to start drilling all this oil.
A1 salesman, for sure, obviously.
Right. He's never going to come with a product.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that man sold golden sneakers, and he's like, this is how I get the black vote. It's like, Jesus Christ.
And something I definitely want to be more adamant about, especially when I come back to Columbia, is local politics. Because I feel like that's a realm, especially in a small city like this, because I'm big on, like, efficacy, you know what I mean? Like, I've had conversations with people and seen the direct cause and effect of that, you know what I mean? So it's like, being literate in that regard, you can actually see the effects, you know what I mean?
You should. So so two things on that. My mom, who lives in Lake Lure, it's like super small. So like, if you want to like be a part of decisions for the town, like you can, because there's like 300 of them, you know. It's like it's literally like you show up to a room, and my mom, for example, there was this one like really rich guy who like bought this like gas station looking like convenience store kind of like thing like next to the lake, and he wanted to turn it into something that like wasn't going to make much money. It was just going to be like a business front, because he'd been trying to do that through the years and just like keep the town quiet. Like, he doesn't want it to grow because he lives here and wants it to be like this really quiet like getaway vacation place. So my mom was able to literally like stand up and say that, like, because she's just like very about her opinion and standing up for things, which is really cool. And she like, because she said that, like, other people heard her, and like that was like they didn't sell it to him because they were trying to decide who to sell it to or whatever. Right. And he was putting in a bid, I guess, or something. And so that was really eye-opening, and she's told me many stories like that. Like, she just, like, if she wants to say something about, like, how the money's going to be spent in her town, like, she literally has say over that. And here, I was in something called, I ended up leaving because it was supposed to be, like, this two-party thing called the Convention of States, and, like, it was, like, the idea was, like, there's a thing in our Constitution, I guess, that's, like, if you get all of the states, like, the majority of them, like, 36 plus or whatever, to vote for a Convention of States, the states can come together and propose like amendments to the Constitution, and that's just to like depend, like, if the government ever got too rah-rah or whatever, we can technically come together and be like, hey, you guys are being kings or dictators and we can do something about it. And unfortunately, it was all old white Republican people, but that was the idea of the thing. Yeah. But we went and we were like I went to the State House and was like just like standing off to the side and hearing, and had the potential opportunity to speak in front of like the people here, you know. So like, it's very like, I was literally walking through the State House looking at our top politicians, and like they were hearing us on those things. So I think that would be a really good idea, and I'd be down to do it with you, honestly. If there's like public stuff we can just show up to, like we probably should, because as much as we can be upset about like you know, the people in power making bad decisions and not being there for us. Like, well, are we just sitting on the couch kind of hoping that they'll change?
I think that's the key too, is just like showing up, you know what I mean? Because even when they were trying to figure out who city council should be, I went to like one of those meetings and nobody there was an artist, first of all.
Yeah.
And then the demographic is what you would imagine it would be, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's I think, like, you know, you start giving people back states' rights, like that's what their proposal is to give people back states' rights. And the idea is that in those states that all of these people who are fine with the autocracy are going to just implement whatever the president's saying anyway. Problem being, once you start pissing people off, like removing U.S. aid funds and contracts from farmers in Nebraska, they're not on your side anymore.
Right.
So they're going to be at those meetings. They're going to be yelling at people at a local and state level, and you're going to start shifting that demographic that you love so much, or that you claim to be for. They're going to hate you. Right. Because you took everything. Not only did you take things away from them, but you promised that you would give them more.
It just sucks that it has to be an extreme example like that, to where as opposed to like preventative measures.
Right.
Which is probably just sticking to the local level and stop being, I don't know, just like
hit
with all of this like federal level stuff that we honestly have no hope to really ever, like, it's good to be knowledgeable on it, but like, are we ever going to be able to impact that in a real place? Like, no, but I could probably impact my city, maybe.
I just want to be like the To Pimp a Butterfly cover, but at the State House. You know what I mean? Like, even if we don't know what's going on, it's just, like I said, it's just showing up. You know what I mean? Like, why were we at city council making decisions about artists, and I was the only artist that was there? You know what I mean? Like, if you and Tam and Quasi and everybody, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Looking cool as hell.
Right.
You know what I mean? Fitted up and shit.
It's like, let's get some people.
Talk about politics, you know?
That's really what the representation thing is about, man. It's like, you have to be represented in the right places.
Right, literally show
like,
up.
Like, no more platitudes. Like, thank you for the street signs. Appreciate that.
Right.
It's a cool mural. But, like, we need actual equity in things.
Right. Show up. That's it. That's literally the first step. And then you get game from that. I remember I started going to, like, I was looking at, when New Brooklyn was at the older location, I was just looking at the events, and I was like, what can I go to where I have no business being there? You know what I mean? I started going to those types of shows. It's like, just show up to, you know what I mean? You can be wherever you want to be. You serve where you're wanted, but you can go wherever you want.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's important to be in those spaces, because those are echo chambers, but in the tangible, you know what I mean? Those spaces don't know that you exist unless you're there. And so how can they make a decision about the area that we all live in if they don't know that you exist?
Yeah.
In the same way, I'm probably not going to consider the STEM side of people if I don't spend any time with microscopes and shit. All of my decisions are going to be artist-centric, you know what I mean? And they're probably in their green room complaining about the same shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just go in places that you don't necessarily belong in so you can have a holistic view, because we're all still occupying the same space, and decisions get made for all of us, even though there's all these kind of subcategories. And I don't condone violence, but there's so many people that clearly haven't been hit in their fucking mouth before. I'm ready for him to get here so I can see what this nigga looks like. That's gonna change the whole narrative. Because if you're 4 foot nothing, then... And that's why I always almost overly communicate, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially in situations like this, because if it goes south or whatever, then it looks bad on me.
Right.
to not be informed, you know what I mean?
Or if you have text and calls,
Right, so even when I'm talking to that dude, it's like, I don't even know what the chain of communication was supposed to be. Bro said, bullshit, you got 30 shirts. I'm like, is 30 a lot? He's like, I did shows with Taylor Swift. She doesn't. I was like, T Swift doesn't have 30 shirts? It's like, when someone says how many, I'm talking about how many styles. I was like, no, styles mean styles.
Yeah. So what was he asking? I guess to clarify, he's asking.
He was asking how many designs of shirts I have, but that's not what he said.
Yeah, he said how many shirts. Yeah.
How many shirts? Because I was under the impression that he was trying to think of what size, how many tables I need or whatever. You know what I mean? What's up?
I got storage just over your table.
Oh, really?
That's Skip just called that you have about 30 shirts or something.
Yes. Wait, he called and said I had how many?
He said 30 or something?
Quantity, right? 30 as in 30 and...
What a two.
See? As far as advancing merch and whatnot, because I don't even know who my point of contact was supposed to be for any of... Oh, yeah. That grid, yeah.
You gotta throw the hat down.
Huh?
So you gotta throw the hat.
Throw the hat?
Yeah.
All this new growth under here? Me either. I got fussed at when I called him. Okay. Because I don't even think I've sent him any of my stuff either. Or do they need to have that?
For what?
Like my backing?
I think Script needs to have your stuff. So,
Okay.
like, you know, like I said, he'll be here at 3, but, like, I'm going to be here at 3 o'clock. I'm getting ready to roll out. So, because it's 3 o'clock. Where the hell's Script?
I just need to know what I need to kind of be proactive about. So as soon as he gets here, I'm gonna press him about, you know, getting the backing track and
And
stuff.
you got all the Wi-Fi stuff, so you should be able to, like, transfer anything to him. You got, I'm sure he'll have, you know,
Okay.
digital stuff, so.
Cool.
Dude, let me know if you need anything. Like I said, I'm gonna head out. I'll be back in a little while. So I plan on being back around a little before doors open. So I'll be back in like 3 hours. Unless something happens and I have to come back sooner. So we'll see.
All right. Cool. I will see you in a few.
Is that it? Are you a professor at Benedict? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Andre. He's the building GM.
Hey.
Good
Yeah,
to
how are you?
meet you.
For sure.
You still
Likewise.
teach over there as well?
No, I left and went to Dallas for a job,
Okay.
and then next week I'll actually be moving back to Columbia.
Okay, well, good deal. Good deal. How long you been in Dallas?
Not even 6 months.
That's okay. Good
Yeah.
deal. Good deal. Fantastic.
For sure, for
Welcome
sure.
there. I'm a Benedict alum, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
For
So
sure.
good deal. Good deal.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be performing tonight, right? Mm-hmm. When do you go on?
8:15.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
gonna take a look at the set.
For sure, for sure. Andre, right? Nice to meet you, man. Huh?
So what we've been doing all day.
This right here.
Right.
Let's feel a little bit more bubbly, right?
Chopping it up. You wanna grab something in the auditorium?
Walk around?
Yeah. Let's get some motion. You know, we talk. The longest piece of content we have is talking about how fucked politics are. If my set was longer, I'd ask if I could come out here. That's always one of my first questions. Like, what's the range on my microphone for when I jump off stage?
I ain't watching this yet.
Yeah, right.
See what it's like in Nerf.
That's one thing I didn't like about Senate, because there's so much space between the crowd and the stage versus here. Like, I can hop off of that easy. But the Senate, you gotta clear like a foot if you want to jump off of it.
Oh, bro, this is the end of my knees right here. I ain't going. Forget about it.
All right. It's like it's just high enough to where you respect it, but not too high to where, you know.
28-year-old me would have felt more comfortable.
Yeah, that's where I'm at now. I caught myself trying to sprint the other day, and I was so scared. I was like, what if that's the first step of age to where you're just kind of scared to do it? So that sprint was more like let me get a stride in and then get to like 80%. Granted, I was outside, so I was scared I was going to slip or whatever, but
I'm not even going to let you know about it. When I played kickball.
not kickball. Not kickball.
Oh, it was a wrap.
It's like we got it. We just got it once or twice now.
Yeah.
It's not a perpetual having.
Yeah.
I ain't got it. I can get it if I absolutely have to. But I don't have it on me readily available.
I did a stage dive wearing Doc's over on tour.
What? Madman.
It's hard to explain how heavy my body felt. I've never experienced that in my life. Where I was like, oh my God.
Your body went and the feet stayed.
Yeah, pretty much. Like my mind was in the air. Everything else made it not breathe.
I don't know if I'm a stage dive guy. I don't know if I'll be it would take a lot for me. I don't think that's a decision that I would make on my own. I'm gonna stage dive. Like, I'd have to be gassed up by the people that are promising they'll catch me. I'd be the loser. It's like, I'm gonna come down with y'all and then y'all can lift me up. Let's do all of that minus the jumping.
What was that movie we made? Oh, Spider-Man.
Right?
When they push him to the back.
Right. And that's so inconsiderate because, like, everybody didn't ask for that, you know what I mean? And it's the person that didn't ask for it that always catches a foot to the face. And it just be any and everybody thinking that they can just stage dive and stuff. It's like, bro, if you above 250, you need to stay your ass on stage. That's another rule. If I was president, we can't name anybody else James.
Back on politics.
And if you're above 250, you cannot stage dive unless you get written consent from at least 10 people in the front. Is there a back entrance on this side? Is there another entrance or exit on this side? I gotta put something on here if I leave. Must. Just be disrespectful. How's it going, fellas?
You gonna put it on me like you're proposing to me and shit?
Huh?
You gonna put it on me like you're proposing to me?
Only if you say I do. For backstage, yeah. Mm-hmm. Quasi.
Don't do that.
I haven't known you a long time. I've known you for a good time. And if you'll have me, I'm sorry, I just get so emotional because
It's made me the happiest nerd in the world.
Wait, do you accept
I do.
backstage?
I do.
I was about to say, do you accept my backstage? I was like, well, hold on.
Yes, 1,000 times yes.
Hey, real quick.
Yes.
The bundles are 60 on here, so I was going to do this, but I didn't know if I need to hit taxable or track inventory.
Yeah, just do taxable. Don't track inventory. Thank you.
That I'm passionate about is giving people second chances who deserve second chances.
Yeah.
Because we all mess up, man. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
We do. Like,
For sure.
I know they record me. It's all good.
I was just making sure you were good.
No,
One of my favorite quotes is, don't judge a person by their mistakes, judge them by what they do when given a second
Right,
chance.
because the one thing I will tell you is some of the smartest people I met in my life were in prison.
I believe it.
They just messed up. They didn't have a choice, just like me. Like when I was there, I got in that situation because I messed up. But I was just trying to survive. And I'll tell you, like these people gave me the opportunity to bloom myself.
Yeah. Now you're paying it forward.
I'm paying it forward, man.
For sure. I respect that, man. I respect that a lot. For sure.
Hey, listen. I look forward to this, man.
Likewise, man.
All right.
Super stoked
I'll
for
be
it.
back out here later.
Definitely, man. It's nice meeting you, James.
It was somebody was talking about me on the radio. They were like, "You're a natural, man." They were like, somebody was saying that to me at Uncle Fester's, and I was like, and I was just dismissing it. He was like, "You gotta stop doing that, man. You gotta stop." Said you gotta stop this. How they say it? You gotta learn how to accept when people say nice things about you. That's hard for me. It's very hard for me to accept nice things that people say about me. He was like, "No, dude, you gotta stop doing that shit, man. You are good at this thing." And I was like, "Okay, you know."
It's because you spend too much time with yourself, so that's just normal.
Exactly.
It's like, nah, bro. You like low-key dope.
It's that process.
Not even low-key. Yeah, high-key dope.
Like, do you have, like, it's so weird. Like I had a moment today, like last night/today. Freaking was working on a song last night that I freaking, like, it was an idea I started some years ago, forgot about, came back to late last night. Ended up basically like finishing the whole joint. Still gonna like do some stuff to add to it, but like I was listening to the rough mix, like the demo that I bounced today in the car, and I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
I did that shit. I did that. This is tight, you know. And I think I'm just now getting to a point where I find myself stopping myself from saying that. Like less often.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I find myself stopping myself from acknowledging that and accepting it less often. Because like a year or two ago, I'm like, they're trash. You know?
Right.
Somebody had told me like a good way to ease your way into accepting it is just one, making it like not about you. This person offered you something. So the same way if you gave me like offered me a drink or like handed me something, I'm not gonna say like nah. You know what I mean? You're gonna accept it. And so treating it like thinking about it like that, and then immediately following it up with a compliment to return. That way your mind isn't even focused on the fact this person complimented me. It's like, ooh, what can I say to give that gift back?
Because it can be like, when you're on the other side of it, trying to get somebody, you're trying to give a girl a compliment, and they're like, oh, you're like, just fucking take a compliment. You know?
Right. You're beautiful.
Yeah. Take that. You're the most beautiful bitch in the world. Don't you ever acknowledge it.
That is opening up for Redman and Method Man.
Whoa. Don't open up that back.
Oh,
my God, sir.
Method Man, Redman. Method Man, Redman.
Wait a minute. You got tats down there?
Redman, right here. It's inflamed.
It wasn't recorded. You gotta
do it all over again the same way you did it.
Okay.
That is opening up for Redman and Method Man.
Hey, we need to previs that, okay? I want Method Man's head coming out of the left titty, Redman coming out of the other one.
Come on. Yeah. It's come on. It's got to go on.
Shut the fuck up. Let's take a picture. I don't have a... What's up?
Let's get it, bro. Let's go. See y'all in a few. Alright, put on these headphones off.
Drop these headphones off.
Just follow y'all.
All right.
Yeah. I've just been roaming.
Oh, word?
As long as you got that shit, you can go wherever you want to.
Okay. I can't really hear him back here.
Yeah. All right, let me rephrase. I've been wondering.
I think we'll be all right.
Right.
That's why I was trying to ask them, like, yo, with this, I can just go in there?
Yeah.
They were like, I don't know.
I'm a big advocate of ask forgiveness, not permission. So if you can't be there, somebody will let you know.
That's good. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Exactly how you're supposed to feel.
Have to go out in the front of the
You want like an intro or like what you want to do? Or you just want to go up there and say your shit?
I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna say like, basically gonna be like, hey, I need a favor from y'all and I got a big announcement. But we're gonna try to get through all of that in these 10 minutes. So I'm gonna jump straight into it. I was like, before I ask y'all for a favor, I'm gonna show y'all I can rap a little bit and then maybe we'll be more inclined to do that favor, you know what I'm saying?
Right now, make some noise for PATx.